Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Knowles, and this is the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 276. Joining me, as always, Daniel Neverroli.
What's up, gamers?
Our names are switched around, so it looks like I'm Daniel, and Daniel's Connor, and Sims is Sims. Also joining us, Steven Sims.
Good. What's up, bitches?
I like the Discord cut him out there.
Yeah, I didn't catch the bitches part. That's great. Thank God.
Love that. Incredible.
Steven Sims, hello. How are you doing?
I am well. I am fixed. I'm not. I'm still in pain.
Yeah, what happened to you?
I don't know, mate.
Destroyed his neck.
You don't even know?
I slept.
You pinched a nerve or something?
And I was like, yeah, basically. Well, you know when you sleep funny and you're like, oh, I can't move my neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened once, and then it kind of like recovered. So obviously I wasn't exercising, wasn't running, wasn't doing anything. So then I woke up again, and then on Monday I was like, right, back at it, running, exercising, lifting, being a fucking. And then Tuesday woke up stiff neck, and I was like, oh no. And then basically, I think the nerve is here, and then all my arm. My arm was like, it's like someone had grabbed it and constantly squeezing it. You know, like a dead arm sensation. And like if I was like this, like pressure on my head would just make everything on. I was in agony. And then the only time I'd ever get any comfort is like by lying down with a hot water bottle on my neck.
Mm.
I was on like ultimate drugs. Like the drugs were making me constipated, so I didn't shit for about 3 weeks.
God.
I was miserable, mate. Honestly,
It's been a good build-up.
Mate. I tell you what, I did one shit. Yeah, I did one shit, and the toilet blocked up. I thought it was like, nah, mate.
It's like in the South Park game where you're like mashing X on the toilet and he does the shit all the way up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And then it's like the only thing I just played fucking Clay Obscure.
The shit sounds more painful than the arm, if I'm being honest.
It was. It honestly was.
Yeah.
Because I'm sat there on the toilet. I know it's too much information, but I'm sat there on the toilet.
I don't know.
I'm in agony from the pain from my neck to my arm, and then I'm like trying to squeeze. So obviously all that's hurt and everything, and all I get is like this fucking pebble. And then one night. And then one day it was like, and then I stopped taking the drugs.
One night,
and then I just couldn't stop shitting. I just couldn't
dark,
stop shitting.
Stormy night, thunder's going off in the background. Sims opens the door.
I stopped taking the tablets, and I couldn't stop shitting to the point where, like, obviously we wipe our asses, blood. I just couldn't stop. I was bleeding. Mate, the pain, the shit, man. Oh my god! And this shit was rock solid.
I'm gonna need you to get the fuck off the show now. You're not welcome back. Get out of here.
I can't. Connor, we need to move.
I don't want to. This isn't where I wanted this conversation to go.
You kept asking. It's your fault.
This is my fault. I did want to know more about the shit. All right. Well, yeah, great. I will be not eating the rest of the day. Thank you so much for that, Sims.
But then I've lost strength in my hand. So I was like, I've lost strength in my hand. So like that is effort right now. So the other day, I'm like learning to look, I'm like building up strength. And the other day, my hand was just like, nah. And I just went, just drop coffee everywhere.
God damn. So what? It's not like fully better yet?
I'm not fully better.
Not fully,
I'm
no.
still like, I'm relatively.
Are you back at work?
Yeah, running. Yeah, I have to be.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a law where if you don't go to work, you don't get paid.
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy.
It sounds like America.
America's like, you're dying? Well, why aren't you working right now?
Your whole thing right there, I don't think I would have gotten a single day off.
Yeah.
Nope. Maybe the shit
apparently there's
part.
like a law. If I've worked for the company for a year, I get 5 sick days. But then the second week, obviously, like joking aside, you can get sick pay over here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like £100 a week.
No, that ain't shit.
I mean, that's better than nothing, but
it is better than nothing.
It's
admittedly,
terrible. Yeah.
But obviously, like I'm gonna like this next month, rice and peas all week.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
No, not even the good peas.
Not even
Chickpeas.
Chickpeas. Wow.
Chickpeas are good.
I knew he'd say it. I knew you'd say that.
Chickpeas are good. Hummus.
Chickpeas are good, man.
Hummus is great.
I mean, I don't mind.
I'm from the
chickpeas all that
south.
much either.
I like the beans and I like the cheese.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
You act like you don't like
But
beans.
video games, not shit.
What? Sometimes. I don't know. Depends. Guys,
Solid, mate.
we will now get into video games. It's been another busy week in the world of video games. Our first news story. I don't know what we're kicking off with. What are we kicking off with, Daniel?
The Jade Raymond story.
Ooh, good old
Gone.
Jade
She's
Raymond.
fucked it.
Fucked it. Our first news story. Jade Raymond, founder of Haven Studios, has left the studio before the first game, Fair Games, was even able to release. Guys, Jade Raymond, of course, not famous at all. No one knows her for anything because all she was a producer on a fucking Ubisoft game 20 years ago. But, you know, whatever. Let's give her an entire studio. She produced Assassin's Creed. She then went on to, God, where was she at? Stadia, right?
Before that, she helped found Motive.
Really? Okay.
She did do that.
Okay.
She did do that.
So
I mean,
then
she's been
bounced
around.
to EA.
It's really been.
Went to Motive.
It's really been like, yeah.
And then
These
she went
last
to
like
Stadia,
8 years for her is.
and
not
then
been
that
a
went to
lot.
shit. And then she founded Haven Studios, and PlayStation saw their thing and was like, "We like that," and then bought
We're
the
looking
whole
for
studio.
live service. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, but they didn't do anything with the Haven Studio, did they?
well, they are
Well, they
Now,
were starting up their game.
apparently.
And then the PlayStation were like, "Well, you may as well be a part of us." Then.
Yeah.
So
they
and
were-
now
they
the
already
rumor
probably were gonna
is
do more
there was a
games.
giant playtest at Haven Studios for Fair Games that did not go well, and apparently the game is now just completely on the rocks. I don't know what you want to call it, on the edge.
Can you imagine? How do you think it
And
went?
now
You reckon
Jade
they were having a
Raymond has
massive-
left the studio, who is the founder of the
So,
studio.
like, they do this
Not good things
playtest,
going
and
on
then
there.
they're having a massive argument, and he's like, "This game sucks," rah rah rah, and she's like, "No, you don't know nothing about games." And then the guy's like, "No, I do. It's my money. We're not giving you a penny. This is game change." And then she leaves, and then he goes before she leaves, and you can take the fucking $sign with you. And then she slams the door.
Yeah,
And the most important news is Fair Games has dropped the $sign out of
Yeah.
the name.
which we've been saying forever. It's
Now
not
it's just
stupid.
Fair Games with a regular S.
I'm actually fascinated by this story because I question if she was the problem, you know, and like was it PlayStation buying them and saying, "Hey, make it more live servicey," you know? Like, were they just making a game, some sort of multiplayer, whatever, who knows, shooter, whatever, and that PlayStation was like, "We have this live service initiative. We're going to inject that into it. That's why we're also purchasing you." And then they kind of shifted a bit, and she kind of showed what they were making, and then they didn't like it, and then she left. Like, is that what happened, or was it all them? They were making a live service game.
Could be.
PlayStation put more money into it, you know, and then
I mean, who really knows, right? It's like you got to be really in the weaves there to really know that type of stuff. It's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, if you remember too, they bought this studio partly because of the technology they had. Apparently, there was something really impressive about whatever they were working on and whatever technology they were using inside of this multiplayer game. So that was also part of the reason there. I mean, they're also located in Canada, which I know is a big deal. And PlayStation, that's their only presence in Canada. It's apparently a really good place to make games just for tax reasons and shit like that. So I think that was also part of the reason that they bought the studio. I also just think Jim Ryan might have just been like, "Hey, I'm out the door soon here, so let's just fuck this place up," you know? Because if you notice, everything
my
he
God.
bought towards the end there is completely failing, you know? Concord being the main example there. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of problems here. There's a lot of things going on. I don't know if Jade Raymond leaving is necessarily a bad thing. I don't know. She doesn't have a proven track record, you know, just plain and simple. It's
not recently.
it's a
Why
bad-
did she?
but like the
why
only
all
thing
of a
she even produced was the original Assassin's Creed,
Huh?
and produced, you know, not game director,
Yeah. I
not
mean,
creative director, not writer, not
So why is
anything
she a name
involving.
then?
Who knows, dude? It's very
Someone just
weird.
put it into existence then.
But I mean, producing is still important. It's just not like
Sure, it is, but it's like
it's not as artistic.
I question this Dark Outlaw studio as well, and that guy at least created Call of Duty Zombies, you know. And I would still question why give him an entire fucking studio. Jade Raymond, all she did is produce Assassin's Creed. That's the only big credential to her name. Why the fuck
Yeah.
would you give her
What
an
have you done
entire
lately,
studio?
Connor?
Well, nothing. I'm
She's-
talking
no.
shit. I'm just some guy with a fucking microphone. you know. But yeah,
I think
really
that
hard on
she might
yourself.
just know more about the business.
I mean, should we not be highly critical of PlayStation's live service strategy here? Like, come on,
Yeah.
they are falling over themselves again and again now. Like, I think I am
definitely
in the
know-
right
they
to
definitely know
talk
the
shit
right
about
and
all
wrong.
of these studios.
Oh no, I am with you. I'm just saying that like I think that like her
This
value
entire
to
generation from PlayStation has been dedicated towards this, and it has completely fucked up the PS5 generation. Completely.
Yeah.
This generation is one of the
I mean,
worst.
it's still
It
going.
will go down as the worst PlayStation generation. This might be worse than PS3 at this point. Just because of all these
Yeah.
mistakes.
Maybe, yeah. But at least like with PlayStation 3, they did more weird, interesting stuff that were kind of smaller, you know? But yeah, I mean with Jade Raymond, I don't know. I think we're downplaying a little bit of like what it takes to be a producer, what it takes to run a business and that side of games. And like she might be good at that, you know, who knows? But
Evidently
but
not, though,
artistically,
you know? Like,
yeah, I
everything
don't
she's
know.
had in the last decade has failed. So it's like, are
Yeah,
you good at
I mean-
that if you don't even get anything across the fucking line?
can't blame her for Stadia.
Sure.
It's like, you know what I mean? I can't blame her for that. It's like that probably took a lot of time from her.
What was she at Stadia?
like-
Like, was she running a game development company, or
she was
was
running
it
a studio.
or was it like
that
Stadia
studio-
itself?
No. That was that Phil Harrison guy. No, she had the studio, and then that studio kind of fell apart, and then she made a new studio. Haven is that studio pretty much.
Okay.
It was under there. She just refound and did it herself.
Yeah, let's go back in time. PlayStation knocks on the door. Like to buy. She's like, nah. What does Haven Studio look like? Has Haven Studio produced a game?
No,
they'd have to
they
team up with
probably
another
just
publisher.
had-
You know, it's I don't know who else would have came
They
knocking.
probably had ideas for video games at that point, or for their game, but who knows how much they had. I mean, if they were necessarily like they're technically a different studio, but the same studio, they've been working years with each other. They probably have ideas for games, even when
And then-
when they were at Stadia.
Playing
So-
a hypothetical game, Concord comes out. It's a success. Let's say it's not Helldivers, but it's still successful. Does this not happen? Does this game still come out? Does Jade Raymond still work for her?
I don't know. I mean, it might just be more about the playtest that apparently happened. People not liking that, but
Yeah,
Or,
I
like
would
I said,
think it's
maybe
more of a
you-
case by case basis with all of these
Yeah.
live service games. Like, it's not like if they wanted to, they could have shut all of these down after Concord. You know.
sure.
It's just it's such a weird thing, isn't it? Because you look at Helldivers and it's such a success, and they didn't even mean it to be a success. They were just like, "Oh, this is number 2. Then this will get a dedicated amount of fans, and that's it."
That's
And
weird to
because of
call
the
it a
way
live service
they've-
game. It's like it is, but it isn't because it's just
But the
kind
way
of
they've
like a co-op.
advertised it, it's almost
game.
like not a live service game, but a live game, if that makes sense. A live story.
Yeah, the world is a living game.
Just goes back
Because-
into like
yeah,
what is a
like-
live service game now? You know, it's so
Yeah.
hard to tell. It's just to me, it's just anything multiplayer at this fucking point. If you're multiplayer and you have a
It just
battle
gets
pass,
like updates.
yeah, if you get updates at a somewhat consistent basis and you're getting new content at a somewhat consistent basis, you're a live service game.
Yeah.
At this point, because that's
Yeah.
what the industry is calling you.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, I don't know. And then it gets into like Marathon. I didn't really put the story in here. You didn't really either about like all the art stuff. and,
Yeah, I
like,
feel like I gotta look more into like what exactly is going on. I'm
Yeah,
really not. I don't know.
I
I'm
kinda
confused
have,
on it,
but-
and I kind of really don't care either. But it's just, I don't know. It's unfortunate. It seems like they're stealing artwork from people that previously worked there, though, too. So it's like, I don't know. It's a weird thing. I really don't understand it, if I'm being honest. But
Bungie has already been accused of stealing artwork and stuff. So it's like even Marathon now, like not including that art stuff with like their alpha playtesting. It seems like this probably be delayed, I would assume. I doubt that game comes out this year as like a full 1.0 release.
Sure.
Maybe they have a beta by the end of the year. Another playable thing for people to check out, and maybe they do updates and stuff.
Is this
but-
really like cause for delay though?
Oh, I just think that game might have been delayed anyways.
Oh,
I know
okay.
we're still like a few months out, but
Yeah.
I think art assets, yeah. I mean, if they have to
Like, do you think
replace
they gotta
art,
go in and replace all that? Yeah,
yes.
like, do they
I think
gotta
they're
do that?
already
Yeah.
I think they're doing that right now.
Okay.
I don't know how much art it is. Like, it's not like they've taken like every aspect of it, but there are pieces that they like assets in the game that they have to change. So, I mean, that takes time, and then like whatever things that they wanted to add after the alpha and all that, like who knows? Who knows if that game's even coming out too? So, and that's just another blunder for their PlayStation's live service stuff. You know.
So what do we think happens to Haven Studios? Do we think they get it together here and actually put this game out, or what?
You know, I would hope that these people wouldn't lose their jobs too, and like maybe they can like they they clearly have something, and it's like, do you just put it out? Like, but then why if no one's really gonna play it? You know, and
You don't just
like,
put it out because then you end up with another Concord situation, which is worse than
yeah,
just putting it out, you know? So I don't know. They're going to give them a few months to try to get it together here. Look again at another place, and if it doesn't look good there, then the studio is going to get shut down.
I see. I don't understand why these people don't use these developers as like support developers.
Because that just costs more money. Like, you could outsource all the things you would do for support, and that's a lot cheaper.
You think that's cheaper?
Well, you don't got to pay for, medical insurance, all that shit, everything else that the building salaries, all of that.
I don't.
Yeah.
When you could just outsource this to fucking Korea and pay, I don't know, a quarter of the price.
Yeah.
Why doesn't PlayStation just use all these resources that they bought and put together, and it's IP that sells as well? So, you revive the Last of Us, and you put whoever's left from Haven Studio, whatever's left from Concord Studio. Who was Concord Studio?
One of the fires. Fire Walk, Fire Sprite. One of the two.
Firewalk.
Yeah,
put all them. Look, they've got all these massive IP. Just make that into one multiplayer game. I think that would work. With an it's hard, isn't it? Because you're trying to make Marathon. Now you got to make up all this lore, all this
Marathon was
bullshit.
A franchise they already had. That's not a new franchise.
But nobody gives a shit.
I mean, yeah, it's because Bungie moved on to Halo, but like Marathon's a thing.
So like, imagine if they said, look, Last of Us is back. It's the guys that from the unfortunately Concord didn't work out.
Oh, put the guys from Concord on it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, like, with maybe someone from Naughty Dog to secure for to look after it. You've got all these guys that are fucking talented. Just make one big. You only need one. I mean, fair enough. You want to be greedy and have 6, but they've already got one. Like they've got Helldivers. Like just thrive off that. That's not dying anytime soon, is it? Or make a Last of Us. That looks like the game.
I think that's what Bungie's for. To be honest,
Bungie's dead.
The Bungie's not.
Yeah,
not
I
really
reckon
in a
they'll
good
be gone
way,
soon.
No,
that was
no
a
way.
bad idea.
I mean, maybe in terms of gone, as in they're going to be split from PlayStation. Sure, maybe, but Bungie won't be gone as like a studio.
Marathon's dead in arrival. If it even comes out this year,
I don't think it'll come out this year. But
the thing with bringing back Last of Us is that it doesn't seem like Naughty Dog wants other people working on their IP.
I get that. I understand that. But who owns the IP?
PlayStation. I mean, you could put your foot down, but you're going to piss off your best team.
I get. I mean, obviously, I'm a nobody, but I don't know. Jade, this whole thing, they just need to piss it out of the water. Just accept their losses, stop losing money, and just accept the loss.
I'm saying Jim Ryan. He was his last final days. He was like, "I'm gonna fuck this shit up. Let's do it."
We're buying everything.
Who's in charge now? The Horizon guy.
Herman Hollis. Well, Herman Hollis is part of the.
Just say kill them all. Just say kill them all with fucking.
Technically, it's Hiroki
Totoki
still, but it's.
Yeah, they technically like demoted him a bit. So
yeah.
Like,
but I think he wanted the demotion, didn't he?
Well, Herman's in charge of the first party studios. Then there's a guy in charge of the console side, and then Hiroki Totoki oversees everything.
Yeah, Hiroki took Jim Ryan's position, right?
Yeah, mostly. Jim Ryan's position was split into 3 parts mostly, but yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right.
Cut and run.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
don't know. I think Haven's not long for this world. I think
I think
by the
sadly,
end of the year they'll be shut down and there would be no more Haven and we will probably never play fair games or see what it is. I mean maybe we'll see what it is in like a leaked thing or whatever. I would hope at some point we see like gameplay or something, but
it's not. It will
that's
happen.
what's gonna happen.
And like, I think that's a very sad thing. Like, I'm tired of seeing a lot of these studios get shut down.
the only thing that will give me
regardless
pause is
of,
that
like-
they're in Canada and that maybe PlayStation does just keep them around and turn that studio into something completely different just because that's a good place to own a development studio.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I hope they don't get shut down. But hey, it is only one person. You know, I mean, she is the head. Like that is her studio. She
Yeah,
kinda
it's
creates
just
the kind of
really
the-
bad when the founder leaves before the
Yeah.
first game ever ships, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
Unless there was some thing that we don't know about, it's like she was
Sure.
a bad leader, you know, stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
we just don't know.
Yeah, very true. I mean, there could always be, you know, other reasons someone leaves the studio as well. Yeah. All
It
right.
just felt like it was never going to come out, though, did it? It almost felt like
We haven't heard anything about that game in so
this
long.
Jade Raymond just has bad juju at the moment, doesn't she?
Seems like it.
GG. It was that money symbol.
Should never have had it. It's disgusting.
Shouldn't have
It's
it.
gross.
Shouldn't have had it.
I reckon she just next time she releases the game or goes into a studio, she goes into a different alias.
Raymond Jade.
Honestly, though, I'd
Goes
honestly,
back to Ubisoft, works out Raymond.
if
Yeah.
you know, it's less, you know, if say like one of these big studios take her on, I'd say don't announce it. I don't need to be my name. My name is Jinxed. As much as you know, she's probably as superstitious as we are. I don't need that pressure because it becomes pressure, doesn't it? Oh, it's
Yeah.
Jade Raymond. Oh, what do you mean? Oh, she fucking shat out Assassin's Creed 2 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's one of the craziest games of all time.
Yeah, then how is she going to revolution the games world now? It's all been done, isn't it? The only time, I mean, there's indie games out there now.
My
changing
problem,
the
though, she
world.
doesn't even deserve
Fucking-
credit for that. Like, it was not her that
Yeah.
made Assassin's Creed.
Poor Jade
She
Raymond just catching
produced it.
strays
Yeah.
tonight.
I'm just saying. Like, what other producer do we plaster their name everywhere? None. Name another video game producer. You can't.
If I had time, I probably could think of
Yeah, if you had time in Google, sure. But
I wouldn't Google. I would try to mine
Kojima's
palaces.
mate.
There you go.
Kojima's made it.
Hideo Kojima game produced by
You can name Kojima.
Kojima's
mate. All right. Well, PlayStation. We will look forward to next week when you inevitably fail at another live service game. Next up, then Microsoft has a
PlayStation Showcase or whatever this month.
Jeff
Next
Grubb
month.
said June.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that.
So
It's probably
Only
just be like a
towards
state
June.
of play.
that's what he
We
said.
haven't had a
That's what I would
showcase
do.
in 2 years.
It's
Do
been
you
long
want
for
another
it.
one? Last time
right?
we got Concord and Fair Games. Do you want another one?
Was it 2 years?
I swear it was 2 years. Yeah. Maybe 3
Hmm.
years.
Yeah, that last one wasn't very. Yeah, it was
Oh
not a
man,
good
that was
choice.
so funny.
Yeah.
Next up then, Microsoft has announced Retro Classics with Game Pass. This is a collaboration with Antstream Arcade to bring Activision games from the 80s and 90s to Game Pass. Guys, thought this was cool, somewhat.
I thought
A bunch
that
of retro
I did
games
not
come to Game
even-
Pass.
this story must
looks like
have
it's launching with
completely
over
flown by.
50 titles.
Yeah, it missed me on Nobel. Nobel didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, people don't
That's
really
all
make
I
too
just
big a
find
deal
is-
out of it. But I think it's
This
cool.
is awesome. Yeah, this is awesome. Like
Yeah.
Activision, has been making games for a long, long, long time, and it's nice to see like them playable on modern hardware like this.
Isn't Activision's oldest game Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2?
What?
No, you're right. That's it. That's their oldest game.
Just
Modern Warfare 2. I hear
make
you.
Call of Duty. Daniel's like,
crazy.
what?
Looks like it's actually available now, which I didn't realize. But it will be available to all Game Pass subscribers. And I was wrong. It's actually over 100 games.
100 games.
More than I thought.
That's
What,
Awesome.
A lot of fucking games.
under one like executable, and then it's just like you have a list of games or something.
I don't think so. I think they're all individually downloaded. From
I
what I
don't
can
think
tell.
these Xbox ones.
Yeah, I don't
these
know how this
Xbox
works.
fucking
Do you like
UI
launch a
systems can't handle
separate
it.
app now or something?
Yeah, that's what Sims was curious. Like, is it like one game?
Yeah,
that
I
you
wonder if
go
it
and,
looks more like
rare collection.
Nintendo, where you like click on Game Boy or whatever, and then all those games
Yeah.
pop up. I wonder if it's like more like that now.
I mean, I haven't been on Game Pass in a while, so like they've never really done that. That you can click on like genres and stuff, but you can't click on like Ubisoft, right? Or like EA, or there's nothing like that. I don't think so. I doubt that there's going to be.
Nah,
like,
sometimes
Activision,
they'll
and
like
then you can,
label it like Ubisoft Classics or whatever the fuck and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
you can't really like go in and click
My
on the
favorite tab.
individual category.
recently added. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's probably just be individual games, I would assume, and then you can just like click on them.
You can get great games
Uncle
like
Phil
Dolphin,
Pitfall,
Grand Prix, Police Quest 1,
Please Quest 1.
Zork
Mm-hmm.
1, Quest for Glory 1,
I've heard of Quest for Glory. Yeah, like a
Classics.
point-click adventure. Yeah.
So
Anyways, I
when
think
are
this is
these
cool.
expected to release?
Pitfall's there. What?
When are these expected to release?
I
think
believe
they're
it's
out now.
available now. So you can get in there.
Is
Steven.
it?
I believe so. Let's see.
Oh,
I can click on the
no.
PC,
Let's see.
Xbox app.
I think so.
Have a look, Daniel. Go on, son. Get on it. Do some
Go on, son.
investigational journalism.
Go on, son.
Xbox cooking there, right? Uncle Phil in that kitchen.
The UK and there's
He's like-
There is actually.
Play
If I'm
obscure.
looking at this recently added there. It just says like retro classics and then like Xbox Game Studios.
Cool.
That is like an option.
Cool.
Oh,
Can we
so
now
maybe-
add
so
Mobile
it
Ultimate
does-
Alliance? I know that's not really retro, but I need that game available somewhere.
They should be back, both of them. So Connor, it does look like. So it looks like, kind of what you're talking about. A little different. It looks like you download the retro classics, and then that's just what the thing is called. And
Bit
then
like Nintendo old games. Then.
it's a little different. So it even has a search bar. You can actually click on Activision games that were released on a particular console. So it has like the Atari 2600 you can click on, and it'll go by just whatever games they released then. You could do it by DOS. You could do it by SNES. And then it's just their whole list of games, and then I think you can just play them from
SNES?
there. Yeah,
It's named
Um,
SNES.
I am looking at the screenshot that says SNES as an option here. Sierra, the Amiga is there. You
Doesn't
can
say
just go by
SNES.
sports games. It just says SNES. Yes.
I think we need to have a good conversation about the future of Xbox and Nintendo, because I reckon that's going to get that kind of worms are getting open next week or the week after.
Sure.
That Xbox showcase, there's going to be some things said.
We'll see.
I know we've said it 1,000 times, but this next showcase is going to be probably the most interesting one, because this is now effectively a third-party Xbox showcase.
I mean, we've talked about this for at least 2 years, if not maybe 3 to 4 years, that Xbox has had the best showcases, like back to back.
But now, like, people will watch it from a point of view of like, oh, I'll watch this because
I'll still
we're
play
most
them on
likely getting on
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. People are like, oh, well, I can watch the Xbox because I know it'll come on PlayStation. And then the Nintendo
fine,
people
though.
will be watching it because then obviously the rumors that obviously people that we like the rumors, but normal people don't know about rumors. So you could have like the Halo collection, the
Or
rumored
the
I think
Gears.
the Gears, or maybe not on Gears collection, but the first Gears on the Switch too.
Yeah.
It's like the Xbox showcase is going to be very interesting, because how many times? I mean, I don't think any of them will say coming to PlayStation. I think it would just be it won't get named exclusive, and then as soon as the press release and IGN will be straight on it, like, yeah, this is coming out on PlayStation straight away.
Sure. But I mean, if you're buying
they
Doom,
don't-
I think you're at
you're
the
buying
point where you
Doom?
might as well just put the PlayStation logo at the end of these trailers as well, and Switch.
yeah,
Or,
we'll see kind of where they are at.
Uncle Phil comes out and is like, "All these games are out for everyone."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just piss off everybody straight away.
Again, Xbox doesn't really care at this point. They're just like, if you're gonna buy Doom, awesome.
Of course,
like,
yeah, they're
cool,
making
you
money.
bought our
They're
game.
making money.
Yeah, you
They're
bought our game.
making bank. Colin was right. Who'd have thunk it?
I am curious to see how much they support
mean-
Switch, because like thus far, I don't know if they're holding back because Nintendo told them to hold back, but like a lot of these haven't been announced
think
for
so.
Switch. You know,
No, nothing.
I think that
yet,
just
nothing.
Nintendo
Which
is
like they
keeping
came out and said
their-
no plans for Oblivion remaster on Switch yet, and it's like that's very odd to me. Why wouldn't you have
it's
that available
because
day
all
one?
of those
Gears
cards.
wasn't announced for Switch. It's just that's odd to me. Why
It's
would
just
that be
because of
there?
Nintendo, probably. It's
Yeah,
like
I just
Nintendo
thought
is
the
so-
floodgates would be open with that kind of shit after the
No.
console reveal. You know, that's
No, it's
maybe that is a
Nintendo,
weird
man.
Nintendo decision, but
It always is.
Yeah.
It always is. All their cards are like right here. They will never reveal those cards unless they want to reveal those cards. That's just
think
Nintendo.
The big,
Like they're weird.
big-
They're a weird
I think
company.
when obviously we're not next week. I think it won't be next week. The week after, maybe next Friday. All the reviews will come out for the Switch 2, and the biggest review is Cyberpunk. If Cyberpunk comes out to 4s and 5s, we've got a problem.
It's like that console can't run them. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Cyberpunk's the biggest game. Cyberpunk's the biggest release on that console for me, personally. I think if that comes out to, oh yeah, it runs it runs perfectly. Fair enough, it doesn't look
Yeah,
great.
I'm laughing too. Connor.
what are
I
you
don't know
talking
why.
about?
Like Mario Kart's coming out.
Who
He's
the
a
fuck
video
cares
game.
about Cyberpunk on
But,
Switch too?
because it's
I
the
mean,
way
some
he will
people do,
run.
but-
You know,
I know some people do, but it's like Cyberpunk is already playable on a handheld. Tim's, you're muted
you
for
muted
some
yourself.
reason.
You
if,
mean
if it's not on, if it's running on a Nintendo Switch console,
Oh, you just want to see how it's running?
Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's
that's-
it.
I mean, we've already gotten previews. It already
if
seems to
if
be
it
running pretty well,
reviews
no? Oh,
If it
okay.
reviews really well, I just think other people will be like, well, I'll buy a Nintendo Switch then. And then you know, they release Halo on it, and I'll play it on the Switch then.
Do you think people care about the power of this thing though?
I think some
Like,
think
I don't
people-
think anyone
yeah.
gives a shit. You know, I think it's just gonna fall in the same category as Switch One, where it's like, yeah, if that's the only console you got, yeah, go ahead and play Cyberpunk there. But if you have a PS5, Xbox, or a PC,
I
well,
just
then
think
yeah,
it
why
makes-
wouldn't you play it there?
I
You know,
think
it's
it
just
makes-
gonna fall back
some
into that
people
same
just-
category. Plus,
some people
Steam Deck
know
is already
Nintendo,
more
don't they?
powerful than Switch Two, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
but how many people?
Has a better
How many?
screen.
Yeah, but the mainstream, like the people that play, you know, the boring games.
I think the mainstream
they don't
know
buy
though
Steam
that
Decks.
Nintendo Switch is just for Nintendo games. you
Yeah,
know?
there
That's
is
why
that
their
audience.
games sell fucking crazy amounts on their consoles,
Yeah.
and the other games really don't sell crazy amounts on their console.
There is an audience of
I know there's an audience of
Switch.
people that are only gonna buy Switch, and that's why Cyberpunk is there for you. But I still think the
Yeah.
mainstream majority of gamers know I'm not playing my
I just
third-party
think
games on Switch.
this is the game is the benchmark of like, oh, these games actually work on this machine,
sure.
and it's not.
No, you're
it
right.
doesn't- It's
We
no
wanna
longer
see-
a Nintendo first party machine. It's a party machine. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't see it
Yeah.
changing though. Like personally, like I it's gonna
Probably
be the same
not.
thing as Witcher 3. You know, where it's like, yeah,
I mean,
you can play Witcher 3
we-
on there, but don't.
we've wanted Nintendo to at least try, right? Though we want them to try because it's like if there's like a one console that could like have everything and it be awesome, like Nintendo could probably do that. It's like they're not going to put their stuff anywhere else, so it's like, well, if everything just runs great on your Switch, like that's just a better value proposition.
Yeah,
for,
but
like,
the one
people like
console
us.
that has everything is here. I mean, besides Nintendo games, and that's Steam.
PC.
That's PC. Yeah.
yeah. But you know what I'm saying though. It's like if anyone wants one,
No, I
console,
get what
it's
you
like,
mean. It's just
You go to kind of
I think Nintendo has already admitted that they're in the same category that they were in Switch 1. It's just being the way
Yeah,
the
yeah.
less powerful.
it's just
machine
more power. It's
has
still
your
more
third-party
powerful
games
than
if you want
theirs.
it, but don't play them here.
Yeah.
Be my guess. And I'm very curious to see how they handle the online. Like the online infrastructure needs to be way better. Like I know Battlefield's supposed to come out, the new one is supposed to come out on Switch too, and it's like I don't know if anyone's gonna play it there if your online infrastructure is not way better than it's been.
Yeah.
And thus
liked
far,
how
they
honest-
haven't had
Especially
a
the
good
party
showing
system.
of their multiplayer.
I liked how honest their the way the chat would work or sharing screens and how it all
12
lagged.
frames per second.
And I'm like, oh.
Incredible.
And they were proud of it as well.
Yeah.
But before we move on, are you not? You're both not getting one, are you?
I mean, I don't have the money right now to even give it. So
I don't have one pre-ordered. And then also UFC was like, "Oh, we're coming to Chicago," and now they're taking my money for that. So I don't know when I'm gonna get one.
Dana White came to your house and took money
Yeah,
out of
he
your
was
wallet.
like, "Hey,
Hey Connor,
man, you want to
Just put him
buy
in
a
a
fucking
headlock.
$400 ticket?" And it's like, "Oh, fuck you."
mate, that company that sells, obviously who owns them, TKO,
Yeah.
mate, their ticket prices are ridiculous.
It's fucking insane. Especially since TKO
Unbelievable.
bought them. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It was
same with wrestling.
Oh well, they
Just
got us
some
by the
fucking-
balls.
Well,
What are you gonna do?
yeah, like they're charging like fucking £180 for like a non-televised show.
a nosebleed seat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you? This is a complete side note. Did you hear there's a Misfits event in Derby, like a big boxing thing? Did you hear about this?
not long ago was it?
Yeah,
Was
it was like a
not
couple
long ago?
weeks ago. I was watching it. And they were
KSI
like,
was
"Oh,
there.
from Derby." I was like, "Oh, yeah,
You're like,
Where-
I
where-
know,
I know a
was it?
guy." Huh?
Where was it? Do you know?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't. Is there arena
I
in
know
Derby?
KSI,
I mean, there must be.
KSI was there. Yeah,
Yeah. That's his.
KSI
That's
was
his
there.
promotion.
yeah. Oh, he's his promotion, is it? Misfit.
Yeah. He owns like a portion of it. I don't think he like fully owns it, but yeah.
So yeah, I remember there was. It doesn't matter. We can talk about it later.
Yeah, we can.
But yeah, I know they're in Derby not long ago.
And I was like, Derby, oh shit. Okay, our next news story. Let's try to hurry up through this one because I want to get to the next one. Avowed director Carrie Patel has left Obsidian after 12 years at the studio. She has now joined Night Dive Studios as the game director for whatever their next game may be. Night Dive Studios, of course, have done Oxenfree 1 and 2. They also did After Party. They're owned by Netflix currently, so.
Yeah, I
there's
think
some
people.
information.
I hope people aren't reading too much into this. I think it's more of like she's trying to move up into a different position to like being a game director and not just a lead writer. So it's like,
Oh, do
yeah,
people
good for
think
her.
this is a
And,
bad
like,
thing?
probably. I wouldn't. I'm not online really.
I mean, she
anymore,
probably
so it
just got a
wouldn't
fucking
surprise me.
bag, you know?
I think people are like, oh, Val didn't sell well, so they're getting rid of the
Oh.
one of the writers or whatever. It's like I don't know if people are saying that, but like,
That did pretty
think-
well.
I
like
think
this
what-
is
My
Yeah.
opinion is like she's
like-
gone to Netflix and Netflix are almost already backtracking on what they were going to do.
Mm.
So why would she go there?
Like the
But then I
Netflix
thought of
thing
it on the
goes more
opposite
sketchy.
side.
I hear that.
She goes to Netflix. Why are we all of a sudden thinking games? Like she could write for a TV show and everything now.
no,
Like,
but she is a game director for that studio. Is what her new title is. It isn't like
Yeah.
a lead writer. So,
which is fair enough. But I'm saying like there's
it's nice,
multiple. There's 1,001 fucking Netflix things going on. Like surely like if get involved in that and then the world's your oyster. And Netflix paying silly money, aren't they?
yeah, they have money to throw. It's a good point. She probably got paid pretty well, and she gets to move up in a position. She gets to be a game director. Like that's a big deal. And Night Dive, like that's a studio that like
Yeah. Very good.
we know
Very
that
good.
studio. That's a respected studio for us. Like we like Night Dive. Like, but the mainstream might not know them like they would know Obsidian a little bit more. So she gets to kind of maybe take a step down, maybe to not necessarily an indie studio anymore, Night Dive, because they're owned by Netflix, but like that kind of like A space or maybe even double A space for Night Dive. She could take a step down and like, hey, I could game direct a smaller project and like get her feet wet. I think that's good. Good for her. I saw her min-max. They do like the rapid fire question interview thing. I think I sent it to you when Avowed came out. If you remember that, she did one with min-max, and she seems really cool. Like, good for her.
Yeah, good for her. I mean, she certainly got a lot of experience out of Obsidian too. I think she was a writer on Path of Exile and Outer Worlds. She was like one of the lead writers on as well, the first Outer Worlds. So it makes sense. And then was able to direct a full giant big AAA game in Avowed. And yeah, now she's moving on to Night Dive. I'm very curious to see what Night Dive does next because there was a door open for Oxenfree 3. After the second one. That's a weird name.
Oxen 3.
Yeah, Oxen 3. Yeah, I guess you could just call it that. So maybe they go that route. I always kind of thought Netflix would get them on one of their IP and make a game like that out of it, Make a Night Dive Studios game out of their thing. What, After Party?
After Party, yeah. Maybe they do a new like kind of IP.
Yeah, you could do a
type
new
thing.
IP as well. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what that studio does next because it's been a couple years already since Oxenfree 2, I believe. So I wouldn't be surprised if
Yeah, like
their next game
2 years
isn't,
maybe?
isn't too far away. Yeah, when was After Party? 2019, I think. And then Oxenfree was 4 years
sounds
later in
right.
2023. So, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't expect a game to be too far, unless they are just hiring a game director now, and who knows what they've been doing the
Couple
last
years
couple of
out.
years. Yeah, so
Yeah.
and then maybe it's further out than I think, but I don't know. I'm very curious. I like their games, so I'm very curious to see what they do next. I never actually beat After Party. I should go back and do that at some point.
I need to play Oxenfree 2.
Yeah,
I still
two
have
was
not
great.
played Oxenfree
2 was
2.
great, man.
Yeah. I love the first one.
Yeah, I remember me and Sims talking about that for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, very curious to see what they do next. All right, cool. Our last news story then. The video game Circana numbers for April 2025 have been released.
Numbers for
We
May.
will go through.
We're going
them.
to talk from number 10 to
Circana
number
corner.
1 today.
Number 20.
Corner today.
Starting with number
Swear to-
20, Hogwarts Legacy. Number 19, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Number 18, Elden Ring. Number 17, The Elder Scrolls Online. Number 16, Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 15, Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 14, EA Sports FC 25. Number 13, The Last of Us Part 2. Number 12, Split Fiction. Selling pretty well. I think they announced 3
Hey.
million recently. Was there?
Something like that.
The
Yeah,
biggest
it's
one?
probably a little more now.
Yeah. Number 11, Monster Hunter Wilds. Number 10, PGA Tour 2K25. Number 9, NBA 2K25. Number 8, WWE 2K25. Number 7, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Number 6, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, up from number 118 the month before.
It's that PlayStation boost.
Yeah, let me know if you guys know notice a pattern with the top 5 here. Number 5, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Number 4, Minecraft. Number 3, MLB The Show 25. Number 2, Forza Horizon 5. And then your number 1 for the month of April, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered.
What's that pattern?
Pattern, guys. anything looks similar about the top 10 there?
Xbox is killing it.
They both
They're making a lot of money.
wheels in them. Has anybody
Xbox.
played
Do
Horizon?
you think
on
there's wheels
PlayStation?
in MLB?
No.
There must be a
I
car
would-
somewhere in there.
I would.
Little car somewhere. You know?
There's got to be in
Little
like
golf
the
cart
career
type thing?
mode. There's
Yeah.
somebody driving to the stadium.
Yeah,
you know?
something like that. They show like
Gotta
a
be something
parking
like
lot or something.
Yeah, the
you
park, a
could find
parking
a
lot
wheel
in the
there.
back. Yeah.
Has anybody played Forza on the PlayStation? No.
Mm-mm.
No, I'm not. No.
I mean, I like Forza Horizon 5 when I played when it came out. I mean, I would play it. You know.
I'd see it
I
on
don't- I
sale
wouldn't pay
for
full
like
price
20
for it.
bucks. I'll buy it then. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that.
wouldn't pay full price right now for it.
Yeah,
but,
I wouldn't either.
like hey, PlayStation's getting an actual good car game.
Oof.
But the Gran Turismo
On
community-
hands, you know.
I'm just
Gran
kidding.
Turismo
I'm
guys.
just-
You're gonna piss off
Did
the
anybody
guys with the
pick up on,
steering wheel in their apartments. You want to piss off those guys, Daniel? I think you do. Those fuckers are crazy.
They're gonna drive their steering wheel PlayStations to my house.
But yeah, I mean, dude, this is what we've been saying, right? It's like,
wholesale.
dude, Microsoft and PlayStation are about to be best fucking friends. They're benefiting so much from each other. You know, it's like,
We just
think how
become
much
best
money
friends.
wasn't there before that they're all making now. PlayStation getting 30% of it, Microsoft getting the other 70% of things that wouldn't have existed if they didn't put these games on PlayStation. Pretty fucking insane.
I mean,
Like, it's an insane amount of
Uh,
money to think about.
We just had all those fiscal year reports and stuff like that, and like, I think we talked about it. Like, Xbox is PlayStation's biggest publisher on the PlayStation Store. Like right now, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. Between Call of Duty, Forza selling great, Minecraft's continually selling great, the Oblivion remake killed it. Like, all things are just firing right now for Xbox. They have a lot of games. Doom just came out, so for this next month, like, I don't know how many Xbox games are going to be there. So, yeah.
Can you believe that cash grab of a game Minecraft came out
Yeah.
just because of the movie?
They bought that
Crazy.
studio for like $2 billion.
Yeah.
They're raking in money for that.
They make a fucking movie and then they release a game out and fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course,
Mm.
Minecraft. I mean, Minecraft always in the top 20, but I don't think they're in the top 5 usually. You know, and now they're all the way up at
no.
4 because of that movie.
Yeah.
Did anybody hear the rumor that the GTA 4 was getting remade
Yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah.
Is that gonna happen? Are we getting excited?
I think so, but I don't think it's. People are calling it like a remaster type thing. I think it's just going to be very similar to when Red Dead got ported to PlayStation a couple of years back.
Sure, just a little
and
up-res.
Switch, or like
That's fine by me.
it's just a frame rate thing. Yeah, it's fine by me too, but I think people are kind of blowing that up to be more than what it's actually going to be, where it's really just a re-release and it's going to be
And
at 60
Xbox,
frames.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I mean, I think
And Max
Xbox is
Payne
the only
3
place to actually
is
play.
was also in that rumor, which that'd be
Ooh,
cool.
I think so
Love
too.
Max
I
Payne
love
3.
Max Payne 3.
Yeah.
What?
I mean,
What?
both those
Payne?
games, I think are only playable on Xbox right now. Maybe on Steam. Maybe Max Payne 3 might be on Steam. I don't know if GTA 4 is.
Did GTA ever get ported to PC? It must have at some point. No.
I don't know if it is. I think that the
Rockstar is
trilogy
very
did,
weird with
actually.
PC.
They are.
Yeah.
They are very weird with PC stuff. So, like, I think Xbox might be the only place to play both those games right now, with
Yeah, you
backwards
might be right.
compatibility.
Yeah. Max Payne especially. 'Cause I don't
So
know.
yeah, Rockstar's gonna want it everywhere. So
Yeah.
I could. See
I think
them
they're just doing this with other
pushing it up.
games because they want that GTA subscription thing to get bigger and bigger, and the more games they put in there, the more reason there is to actually
Hmm.
subscribe to that thing. Like I think they're gonna make a bigger deal out of that when GTA 6 actually comes out. But we will see.
Hmm.
We will see. Guys, anything else on the Circana numbers? I mean, obviously Xbox just kind of dominating in here.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that.
Yeah. We can go to the yearly real quick. Monster Hunter Wilds still the highest selling game of the year.
Mhm.
The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is now the third highest selling game of the year already.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Crazy.
This game is so old. This game is
Crazy.
almost 20 years
Yeah,
old.
what was the stat I saw? It sold more in the first week than it sold in Oblivion's original release in the first 15 months. Something like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like, I don't want to sound like that's easy to predict, but like that game was only on 360, you know? It's like, it doesn't necessarily surprise me. It's like this was released on
Gaming-
PC, PlayStation.
Gaming was almost.
We're in a different time back
did it
then.
not launch
Yeah,
on
yeah.
PC?
Gaming wasn't gaming.
No,
yeah.
that's
Really?
only. I don't think that original is on PC. I'd have to check.
Yeah, that's
I'd have
interesting.
to check. It might have came out later on PC.
No, it's
I
not
don't
that
think it
surprising. I
launched.
just think there's just a lot more people playing games nowadays too.
There is a lot more people playing games, yeah, for sure.
I'm
But
still
yeah, that's
surprised
awesome.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is still the sixth highest selling game of the year. Like I did not see that one.
It was
coming.
in the top 20 still. Yeah, that's
It's in
great
top
for
10 still.
what's
Like,
the
that's
name?
crazy.
What's the name of
Warhorse
that
Studio.
team? Warhorse. Good for them, man. Good for them. It's good to see a team like that like make a weird RPG that's like not for everyone and it's still selling like this well.
Yeah, crazy. All right, cool. Well, yeah, May should be what Doom dominated, I'd imagine. What else is coming out?
Yeah,
this
I
month
had
that's big?
question like is Oblivion still number 1 in May? You know, like is Doom gonna pass?
Oh, like
them?
the highest. I don't know. Oh, we should
Yeah.
also mention no Clair Obscure on here, but Kelper does not report their digital games, so
Mm.
makes sense. What Matt
Interesting.
Piscatelli was saying, the game still sold well, but we do know they got
I mean,
to 2 million.
Yeah, it
at
was a
least
couple million,
worldwide
yeah.
from their updates, so seems to be selling well. But yeah, I suppose
Maybe we'll
that's
see it this
disappointing,
next month.
but with no digital, that's not that surprising.
yeah, maybe this next month with like a little bit more like hype took a little time maybe,
Yeah.
and then
It
like
was
yeah,
he was
maybe-
saying it's still, let me see if I can find it. It's still in the top 30, and that's just with physical. But yeah.
Mhm.
And then this is only a US chart as well, so I'm sure that game's
That's
probably
fair.
selling better worldwide. But yeah,
yeah.
only notable things. All right, cool guys. We can now get into what we've been playing. God, where do we want to start here? Steven Sims.
I have a small game I could talk about real quick
Sure.
before we get into the bigger game. I played this morning Despelote, if you know that one.
Oh yeah, I
You've
saw
seen that
this
game?
game.
The game
Getting
that
good
takes
reviews,
it's
right?
like a I haven't seen the number, but yeah, it seemed to be pretty positive.
Is it a football game?
It's about there is like you could kick a soccer ball around, but it's about like this guy's life when he was young in
Brazil.
Ecuador. In Ecuador. And it takes place in 2001 when Ecuador was trying to qualify for the World Cup that year. And they were really close to qualifying. And it's I mean, I'll spoil, like, they do qualify, and like it was a huge deal for the country of Ecuador at the time, especially the time and place of that country and what was going on in the country. So you play this little boy Julian. I think he says because it's like kind of a documentary a little bit, because it is about like a slice of life. He ages the boy up in the game more than his own age. So I guess he was 5 when this happened, but in the boy Julian in the game he's 8 years old. And it's just kind of, you go through like a few months journey of like Ecuador trying to qualify, and like also this boy's life with his parents, and kind of how his community, and like you kind of kicking a soccer ball around with your friends. It's a very short experience.
What
I
like
think
kind
there's,
of
like,
game
6
is it? Like,
chapters.
is it like a point and click thing, or?
No, you walk around. It's a first person. It's more of a walking simulator that you also have a little bit of soccer elements into it. You can kind of kick a soccer ball in first person. There's also a soccer game that you can play like as like a console. Like you go over, click on the controller, and you could play a like NES style or a Super Nintendo style like top down soccer game. Yeah, it's a cute little game. I think I beat it in just a few hours. The art style is very interesting. It's very surreal. Like a lot of things are kind of blurry, but then there will be things that aren't blurry, and I think they're kind of like narratively trying to justify, the price of the game, like how much it took to make the game. So they didn't have a lot of assets, where like it's kind of his memory. So he remembers specific things like the console or like his parents or his sister and his friends. But then like a lot of like the world itself is very blurry and that kind of thing, because he doesn't really remember that as easy as things that are more important to him. But yeah, it's a cheap game. I think it's like $15 or something like that. I'd recommend checking it out if you like kind of first person narrative games. It isn't a mind blowing game. It's a very personal game to the creator, and it's a true story. So if you're looking for something like that, something easy to play, beat it in a night type game, I'd recommend it.
Cool. Yeah, it's at 85.
I was gonna look at it.
85.
Yeah,
wow,
I checked it out the other day.
Did you? Did you
Can
beat
you
it?
hear me, by the way? No?
Yeah.
Sorry. New to this podcasting thing. No, I was going to play it. I never got around. I remember seeing it a couple of months ago, and then Blessing said something about it on PlayStation on that Kind of Funny the other day, and I checked it out, checked the Metacritic and all that, and yeah, it's doing all right, isn't it?
Yeah, 85 is much higher than I would have thought. That's awesome. Like, good for this game.
And then there's a cat game as well that came out on the PC that I want to play.
There's a cat game.
Oh, it's called.
Yeah, but it's
Copycat.
coming out. No, it's come out. It's out on It's
There's
coming out at
always
the
a
end of
cat
the
game.
week. It's like, I forgot what it's called. Let's Google emotional cat.
Emotional cat game, and there's
It's
like
gonna get
1,000
straight.
games. It just
Copycat.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said copycat,
Did you?
and you said no. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, Daniel, it's copycat.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
It's supposed to be that sad.
Yeah.
It's supposed to
I
be like
remember Skill Up had mentioned this game like a couple months ago. Because I guess it's Australian.
What do you do?
It's
Like, what is
Australian,
it?
Australian, yeah.
You play as a
It's
cat.
like this cat's life or whatever.
I've been burned by that before, so I don't know.
So apparently, Connor, like the basic premise that I got, it's supposed to be like a sadder game too. There's this like cat that like looks just like your cat, your character, and it like goes into your home and like becomes you, and the owners think it's you, and then you're just like, I don't know, trying to get back to your home or something. I don't know. It seems very. Yeah, it seems horrible.
It's a horror movie concept. What the fuck is this?
I know, it is. It is.
That's terrifying.
You're gonna have to fight that cat.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I want to check it out.
All right, that sounds cool. Copycat.
Yeah, Skilla
Come
made a
at
big
you
deal of
next
it because
week.
it's Australian, and he's Australian, so
Okay, cool. Is there anything we want to talk about besides Clair Obscure Expedition 33 real quick?
You've got to go sooner rather than later. Haven't you?
Nah, you're good, man. I don't even give a fuck anymore. They can fire me. Is there any other games that we're talking about anymore? Besides
good.
Clair Obscure, you good?
I've only
Okay.
played those two.
Steven,
It's been
anything
just
besides Clair Obscure?
I mean, I played Blueprints.
Okay,
but
okay. Do you want to talk about that? I know you love that game.
Yeah,
I
we haven't
mean-
really gotten to discuss it too much here. You're going to be the big
Um,
champion at the end of the year for us.
This took over my life for like 5 nights. Like me and Natalie went to bed at like 2:00 most nights, and we're just
That's what
playing.
you were playing
like,
together.
well, like she played it on hers and I played it on mine, and then we kind of got to like 93 of like, I think we should help each other.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so like one night was like there's a puzzle in the game. You don't really realize until you figure it out. It's a roguelike, and every room's like you're building out. You've played it, so I'm trying not, you understand the premise of the game, don't you?
Mhm.
But then like there's all these puzzles in the game, and then there's codes to find.
I actually
and
feel
there's
like I don't.
mysteries and-
Even after
I played, like,
played it for
7
like
hours
4
of it.
hours or whatever. It's
I feel like if you just play a bit more, you'll be hooked.
yeah, okay. That's what
I
everyone
feel
says.
like you're missing the trick. I
yeah.
feel like you're missing the best. You're missing probably the best game of the year.
Yeah, I mean,
for me,
I
there's so much
certainly
that-
feel like I'm missing something about it because I don't
Yeah.
get it.
There's so much
Well,
that
yeah,
I like about it, but just didn't.
It got to the point where like it just became overwhelming, and it was like it just took over our life, and I was like, I've got more than enough out of it, but then obviously I've deleted it, and now I can't stop thinking about it.
Mm.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like it's incredible. Like it really is like a very clever game. Got me using got me using maths again. Do you know what I mean? Like simple things like maybe, and I didn't want to Google anything. Like I didn't want to Google where I had to do anything. Like there's still like a puzzle that's still bothering me.
About
To
the
this day.
dartboard?
Like, how am I going to do it? Pardon?
The dartboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I because Natalie, remember what the night before, Natalie was like, I can't figure it out. So then the day after, the morning after, because I've been off work for 2 weeks, I'm there like, right, if I think that means that means that, and then that means that. And then I was like, oh fuck. And then I said, no, I figured it out. And she's like, you Googled it. I said, no, I genuinely, it took me about an hour to figure it out. But yeah. And then there's puzzles and puzzles and puzzles and puzzles. There's so many puzzles. Like it's ridiculous. And it's so unfair, but it's so fair at the same time. Of like, oh, I could figure this puzzle out. Oh, I've just run out of space. I've run out of rooms to use. Back to the beginning.
It's so weird to me because you're like, there's so many puzzles. Where are they?
Everywhere.
They're just
But
everywhere.
I think
I
the
don't
problem is
even
that
know what
they're
I'm
hidden.
seeing.
They're
There's a
hidden
puzzle in
the
every
I found
room.
two.
think
I
that's
found the
problem.
boxes and the fucking math thing. It was like that's it. That's all
Yeah,
this
but-
game is.
So like, I give you a hint. Like every room has 2 pictures.
That's what they say. Yeah, everything. Okay,
And then you put the pictures together, and then you kind of have to like figure out what they mean, and then every root, and then there's a word, and then the word then it spells out a sentence, and that's not even, and it's the tiniest thing in the world. You're like, why did I just spend all my time doing that?
Blowing my mind.
And when I say it's the tiniest thing in the world, it's the tiniest thing in the world,
In the world. Okay.
and I'll leave it at that.
There's a
I'll leave it at that.
magnifying glass in the game.
I'll leave it at that.
There's a magnifying glass.
God, this game's
Do I
fucking
re-download
sick.
Blueprints? Do I try this again?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think you should.
Got the time for all that. Real quick. I am playing Doom. I've only beaten like 4 levels. I like it a lot thus far.
That's my next.
The shield is really cool. The parry is not a parry, it's just a block, which is weird, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm really liking it this far though. It's I'm not very far at all into it. I wrote a dragon.
Yeah, that's my
that
next
was
game.
cool. That was cool. It feels like Michael Bay directed this one. I'm kind of
Oh
here for
my
it. You know, I'm
God.
kind of here for it. Cutscenes are like really logged out. I'm like, oh, this is weird. They're trying to add like a whole wacky story into it. They're kind of like playing in a sense of humor, which I really like. But yeah, I really like the shield, and the dragon was cool. Fought in a mech too. Got like Pacific Rim all of a sudden. That's what I'm saying. Michael Bay definitely had his hand all up in this game somewhere.
I don't like you saying it like that.
Yeah, I know people associate with bad things with Michael Bay, I guess, but he's fun.
I mean, he did Bad Boys 1 and 2.
He's
I mean,
fun. He does fun, crazy action things. Like go watch the first
do
Transformers
understand
movie
that.
is fucking fun. Okay, you know. So is
The third one's better.
what's that shitty movie with The Rock?
Pain and Gain.
There you go. Pain and Gain. Yeah.
I never seen it, but
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
really bad, but yeah.
I
Michael
don't
Bay
know.
did
How,
that.
I
Yeah.
just know things.
Michael
I
Bay
don't
did
know.
that. It's a Michael Bay thing. But yeah, come play more Doom.
But
Join it. Okay,
let's talk about the meat and potatoes of this podcast.
say that again.
The meat and potatoes.
What?
Oh, the meat and
He said,
potatoes of
let's
this
get to the meat and
podcast.
potatoes.
Okay, we
Yeah.
can get to the meat and potatoes. We all really want to talk about Claire Obscura Expedition 33, but unfortunately, we gotta go. We'll see you next week. Okay, guys, Claire Obscura
Wow,
Expedition
wow,
33. I
wow.
believe we've all beaten it now. Daniel, did you beat it? You beat it? I know you said you didn't
I
beat
beat
it.
it yesterday
You
morning.
beat it yesterday. Daniel has now beaten it. So we're gonna go. Let's get into spoilers. We're gonna spoil the shit out of this game. So if you do not want to be spoiled in Claire Obscura Expedition 33, get the fuck out of here. Then all one of you listening.
Fuck
It's
outta
probably
here.
me. Hi,
Get
Connor.
the fuck out of here.
Okay, guys. Man, where do we want to start this? Okay, I want to know. I think Daniel asked this question yesterday. What did you choose at the end? How do you feel about the ending? 'Cause I
think-
kind of want to know the answer to that.
Dirty.
I think there's only one right
Dirty,
answer.
man. It's horrible.
And there's only one answer.
Well, I feel like me and
Then
Daniel
they
would
give
be
you
the same
two.
Sims. What did you choose for the ending?
Well, I
This
picked
is the
my
one.
own.
Yeah, see.
I picked my L, but I don't even think I even checked out. I might have watched the Verso one. I don't think I've actually seen the Verso ending.
Wait,
they
Daniel,
give
which
you-
one
they
do you
give you
think is
two-
correct?
Okay, well, we'll get there. I think they give you two options, and that's cool. But I think if you actually look at both of them, I think that there's really only one. True.
I mean, I think it's haunting. I know not many people have mentioned it, but when like Verso's there fading away, and it's like, I don't want to live this life. I don't want to live this life. I'm like, fucking hell, man. Oh, he's begging. He don't want to live. Oh man, he don't want to live this life anymore. Oh my
The
god.
Mael
And it's
ending to me
divided.
feels like the weird alternative ending that you'd only get
It
on,
is, but that's
on
'cause
the
it
on
is,
the
yeah.
DVD.
The
That's
Verso-
what the Mael one felt like.
Sims, if you don't know the Verso ending, then I don't know if you really that's just the ending. of the
I
game.
think I have. I've slept since then. Like,
I would just go YouTube it
Well,
because
what
I
did you
think-
guys actually feel was the correct choice? Was it to keep the
Oh,
world
I was with-
alive, or was it to end this world with Verso?
Oh no, I was
which side
I
were you
was
actually
weirdly-
on?
weirdly with Renoir the whole time. I mean, I guess we're all full spoilers. Like the entire world is just kind of built from the mother to try to
Grief.
grasp to hold on to things that are gone, and she's trying to deal with her own grief, and it's like, not to like downplay that, but it's like you do need to like as someone that has dealt with a lot of grief myself, like you can only be in that for so long. Like you have to separate at some point, and that is what Renoir is trying to do too. He is trying to separate Alicia from this cycle of like, she's not going to be able to move on if she doesn't get away from this. She's just going to keep thinking about all of this instead of trying to heal herself, So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, as much as I love Gustav and I love CL and these other awesome, cool characters, they don't exist. They're not real. They're figments of Aline's, I guess, not imagination, but of her abilities. Yeah. Did I kind of answer in a long about?
No, yeah, that was great. Sims?
I think. Is it Alicia? Alicia, or is it Alicia?
Alicia.
I think personally, like, her life is miserable in the real world. Like, so
I
why
understand.
why not be Mael in his perfect world? Not perfect, but you know what I mean. Like in this world that she knows, where she's loved, she can speak. Because this girl can't speak. Like, she's like, she's obviously there's obviously this
Deformed.
war going on. She's obviously she's a target. So who knows when the next? Who knows when the writers attack her next? And that's the most interesting part of the whole game is the writers versus the painters. Like
Is this other level that in this other even like Clea as like another character that we don't know. Like I think that's fascinating. There's this entire other level that
But I
we
mean,
don't
I'm very
know.
much burying my head in the sand type of bloke, so I'm like, yeah, just ignore it all and just stay in the painting. Yeah, it's
What about
deep, man.
What about you, Connor? I mean, are you with me with like the Verso ending? You haven't even talked about
Yes,
that.
I am with you. I also felt like, I don't know, Renor. It's very cool because like the bad guy is the one that's correct. He's 100% correct. It's like it's like another level of like above Thanos even of being correct.
But it's kind of perspective too, because like
No, it's perspective, but
correct.
to me,
Yeah.
Mael or Alicia, whatever you want to call her, choosing to stay in the painting is a very selfish decision when it seems like your family needs you on the outside, you know? Like there's a whole fucking war going on apparently with whoever the fuck these writers are, you know? Your sister's out there fighting it by herself and your family is not going to be able to move on from this death unless you are also outside and moving on from this death. So you guys need to move on as a family, you know? That was my big thing was like it's a very selfish decision for Alicia to choose to stay in this painting. And she admitted that she would have stayed there forever, you know? It's not like she would have came back out eventually. Like she lied to Renor initially and said she would come out, you know, she just wanted a little longer in there. But then she admitted that she would have stayed in there forever.
I mean,
So it's
Verso
like,
calls that out too.
yeah, and he knew that as well, which is the whole, you know, cusp of the ending. And so yeah, it felt like a very selfish decision for her to choose to stay in there and not let her family be able to move on from this either.
Yeah, but what happens let's say for say she leaves the painting. I mean,
then everyone else disappears, and that's the conflict, right? Is that like you are also completely erasing all these other people's lives now too, you know? All those people disappear forever. But then again, they were never real in the first place. So it's
They're
a
not
weird
real people.
yeah. There's no right answer, and that's what's really so great about it. There really isn't a correct answer here.
And then she probably ends up killing herself anyway. Like she doesn't want to be there.
Does she?
She doesn't want to be in pain. She don't want to live. Why not?
We don't,
like,
we don't know. We don't know that.
What other life does she
Just
have?
thinking-
She's dead. I'm just thinking, like, if you leave that,
but I think
you know, you leave that fantasy world behind. You just stuck in.
You don't
that
think bad
massive
things
world
like
of
that can
depression.
happen to you though, and you can still have a life?
Yeah, I mean, we have no idea. Like
how many people do you know with a
happen.
disability that still have a life? You know what I mean? Like
I've had a disability for the last 3 weeks, and I've been miserable.
Yeah, but did you kill yourself? No,
that's a joke.
Yeah,
no, fair enough, but it's a joke. But I've been in some dark places in the last 3 weeks. Like, I'd love to have buried my hand in it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a
I mean,
like,
we don't know what she's gonna be post like trying to heal. We have no idea what that looks like. It's like she could find a life that she enjoys post her trying
also,
to heal.
Also, she
from
apparently
this
like has this power of being a painter. I'm sure that is gonna play into the real world in some aspect. You know?
Yeah.
It's
she'll find a purpose,
because
right?
how real is the real world? Is there
Right.
powers and is there like
right? It's so interesting.
I
love that they didn't give us much of the real world. You know, like they didn't really give us much of the writers. Yeah. Oh, but it's so we're all so interested in that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like that's so fucking cool. You know, and like I love that they only just gave us a little taste of that. It's like, oh, okay, that's
we're just invested
cool.
in this painting,
right? Right, exactly, exactly. End of Act 2. Okay, how did you guys feel with the big reveal, the big twist that this is all in a painting, that this was a painting created by Verso, that the mom's trapped herself in there to kind of get over the grief of losing her son. Renor's trying to get her out. He's been trapped under there for a while. We're not really sure how long they've been in there, like in real world time, you know, in their real world time.
So just break it down for me that quick, because I'm quite a slow person. So there's a big fire, Verso dies.
Alicia scarred.
The fire too. This is only mentioned was apparently caused by Alicia. You know, in some way, it seems like the writers were the one to burn the house, but for some reason, Alicia is somehow very much connected to why the writers did that, and so she kind of blames herself for it as well.
For getting Verso killed.
The mom makes the mom makes the painting, right?
Verso makes the painting.
Who?
This is Verso's painting, but the mom populates the painting and puts Verso in it to have his memory there.
And then the sister Claire,
she fights. She doesn't care. Her way of
she made
is...
the Nevrons. so that the people could fight against the
That was
mom.
Renwall.
I think
I
Clea
thought
made
Renwar
that. No,
made-
because like Clea said she made it so that the people could get the chroma so they could fight the paintress. And that's just
Okay.
that's just because Clea wants everyone out of the painting, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because she doesn't want to fight this by herself or whatever.
Right,
She's
exactly.
kind of-
Little Verso makes his painting,
Mhm.
and then their mum, after he dies, picks it up because he made it,
Mhm.
and then makes it into a world.
Yes.
Well, no, it was already a
It's like,
world.
Renwar added stuff to it. The mom added stuff to it, and then Clea added. I
Renwar's
guess,
taking away stuff. Renwar's the one trying to kill everyone. Renwar's the reason everyone's getting deleted once a year.
Or that's
whatever.
what. Yes. Yeah. That's right.
So Renoir's in there trying to delete it piece by piece.
Right.
'Cause
Right.
He wants his wife out of it.
And the
what's the-
reason why the
what's the
countdown
Paintress doing?
happens, the Paintress is holding it back. She's holding Renwar back, but she's only able to hold him back so much, and that's why the number pops up once a year,
Every
and
year,
everyone gets
yeah.
deleted from that number. So, like, really, she's trying to save everyone. Really, the Paintress is the one keeping everyone alive.
That moment at the end of the fight where she just gives all. That's
Mhm.
so.
Heals you.
Anyways, I thought it was fucking genius. Like, my jaw was on the floor at the end of Act 2. I fucking loved it. Like, the Inception level thing that going on here. Granted, I'm very easy with this type of stuff. Like, you give me a good twist, and I fucking love it. Like, I'm all about that type of shit. So, yeah, anytime you
I'll
give me,
say
like, a
for
good
me-
twist like that, I'm like, fuck yeah.
I think I was a bit
Um,
disappointed that it was a bit made up. But then they got me back in, and I was like, oh, yeah.
I think they could have,
Um,
too. They could have not added the whole extra layer of the writers in the real world and everything, and you could have kind of just had it all take place in that one world, and some weird time thing with the mom and the dad. I don't know. You could have erased all of that and just ended the game there. I just felt like we got an answer and a very good ending to the story that was telling up to that point of like being inside that world and what the Paintress is and all that. And then they added a whole nother layer on top of that.
I think for me, I'm with both of you. Where like initially, I was like, I wasn't sold. I wasn't disappointed like I know some people are. Of like, oh, the twist, and it's like, oh, well, I liked this world and it doesn't really exist. I wasn't upset at that, but I wasn't like sold until I got to the end and beat the game, and I was like, I liked the twist more. If that makes any sense. I think beating the game and knowing how it resolves and where we go made the twist worth it.
Is it still a good game though? You beat the Paintress, everyone's saved, happy days.
I think
Yeah.
it's missing that extra thing for me, you know? If that's not
Because
all
the
there,
game has so
personally.
much. It's like the combat, the music, the animations, like the game still has so much going if that's just the arc of the game, but then it adds another whatever 10 hours or whatever that's just this crazy twisty story.
Is this now a franchise?
I mean, that's yet to
Is
be
this-
determined, but
Is this Claire Obscure's
I hope so.
writer's Return of the Paintresses?
Yeah, and I think now we kind of see what the name of the game. So whatever the next sequel would be, it's going to be Claire Obscura blank. Like Expedition 33 is just this painting.
So what is Claire Obscure? What that means?
You know, I want to
What do
answer
you
that
mean,
question. They're in a really dangerous territory, right? Because like that could get very stupid very easily. Painters versus writers, right? Like that could,
Yeah.
You know, I'm already picturing like the Burger King cups. Remember when, like Captain America and Iron Man fighting? You know, like we're just doing stupid shit now. And like I don't know, what if the outside world in Claire Obscure is just like fucking silly? You know, like I don't know.
Yeah.
The writers are like writing something and throwing paper at people or some shit. I don't know. But. Yeah, I don't know. They're in very dangerous territory. I hope it continues though. Like, I want to learn more about these fucking writers and the painters and this whole war going on there. Like, that sounds fucking cool. So, I don't know. I hope they make more.
This is the type of shit where if they release a book, I'd buy it.
Right? Yeah, some shit. You know, like a prequel book or something. It's written by the writers.
Yo.
So where do we? So where do we stand as a game, as a package, as a total thing for $50?
$50.
Where do we stand as is like? Surely this is one of the greatest video games ever made, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think.
I mean,
it's-
I think without taking the price,
Minus
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
yeah,
big
I think regardless how
complaint.
you even feel about the story is like, you can't deny like the writing's good. and the story overall is pretty good.
The
Whether
performance
if
is
you could
good.
disagree with some of the decisions and may not like some of the twists and turns it takes, but like it's fucking good, and you gotta admit that the characters are fucking incredible, and the
Was it
gameplay.
Tim Geddes that said like, "This is this generation's Final Fantasy VII"?
I don't think anyone could say that right now. That doesn't. The
No,
reason why
I
Final
think-
Fantasy VII is
Right,
because
and-
that is
like,
is a-
talk to me in 20 years, and then maybe we'll be able to answer that
Exactly.
question. But
But
Yeah.
like,
that's a tough thing to answer.
this game is like, I feel like this is like,
I think it's the best game of this gen thus far, personally.
yeah.
That's tough though. That's tough, man. I mean, do you consider Switch 1 this gen?
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess Switch 2 is kind of
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
before we
just
go, like,
personal,
I,
you know.
um,
I mean, yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah.
I half-arsed this game because, like, at the beginning in the prologue, I was a bit like, "Oh, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it. Like, I'm just
After
gonna
the
give it a
prologue, are you
go."
kidding me? The end of
Well,
the
you know, I
prologue
was
is
just playing it because I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I like the way it felt. I felt like it ran a bit weird." And then I was talking to everyone. I was like, "Oh, it's nice. Yeah, it's all right." And then obviously then the Gamage happened, and I was like, "Well, that's a bit sad, admittedly." And then all of a sudden, like the combat, it was the combat that got me. And then when Renoir fucked everybody up, and then I was like, "Oh, right, this is actually quite good." And then by the time I was too far in to be like, "Oh, right." And then I was like, I'm on the Xbox. I'm like, I'm you know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like, I wasn't all in because I was on the Xbox, and I know that's a me problem. But I'm ready to. I'm going in. Like, I'm genuinely going back in. I'm going back into these painters. Me and my Elmi, we got some grief. We got some issues. We're gonna deal with them together. I don't know. I just felt like I missed a lot of the I did do a lot of the side quests. Like, so this time I'm really gonna go in. I'm tempted to like really like journal it and stuff like that. Just listen to how things. And then I watched like Nick and Andy play the first bit with the Gamage, and the Gamage when it happens the first time, that time with Sophia, I fucking there were tears in my eyes because I was like, fucking hell, man. I wish I had that same emotion now as I did then. I'm like, fucking hell, man. It's deep, man. Like, it's so deep. Like, they decided not to have children. Like, they both split up over children because, like, what's the point of having kids? They'd be dead by the 12. Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they got back together within 5 minutes, and then she's dead.
Not really.
All that regret.
They weren't really back together, but
Yeah, but they rekindled something, hadn't they? Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I guess in a way. I mean, it felt like they were split, but like their love was always there, and like she just
And
wanted
then,
someone
like-
to be there.
And then
And who else
Mael
would it
was
be?
like, when the scenes where like Mael was like, "Oh, this death! Like, why are we not? We were just walking through it." And that hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, all the dead bodies are everywhere in that one scene. I was like, "Fucking."
That one was fucked up when he
Crazy.
fell into that one thing, and then he like fell into that deep pit. There's just bodies.
Oh,
everywhere.
that fight's incredible.
Yeah, that fight was really good. Yeah, I think on a base level, like just gameplay and story, those are both 10 out of 10. You know, like those are
Yeah.
fucking great.
Music.
The game does a lot of little
Music-
things wrong.
The music's a 15 out of 10. There's no question about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The music's
you do got to
incredible.
point out the game does a lot of little things wrong. The mini map
Mhm.
situation is fucking
Yeah.
horrible. Getting turned around constantly is fucking horrible. End game now, like I'm doing a lot of end game shit now. It's just horribly structured. I think it's
More
just...
of like a quest design.
Right, I need like a
theme
logbook
thing.
with like check marks to tell me what I have and haven't done type shit. Like anything like that would be great. They do a lot of that. This is where the double A-ness of this game leaks through. I think is in a lot of little things there, and you
like
know,
the mimes,
hopefully in a
like how many mimes
sequel.
have you fought?
Right,
how many of the
exactly.
chromatic
All
guys
that
you
type of shit.
fought.
You know, the only thing you can really
Yeah.
track is how many journal entries you got, and you don't know where the rest are or anything like that. So
Yeah.
it's like the end game now is requiring me to look stuff up just so I can find where all this shit is and kind of keep track of
Yeah.
it myself. And that sucks. So the game does do a lot of
Like
little
a-
things wrong, but on a base level of just talking straight gameplay and straight story, 10 out of 10. I mean, it's fucking great.
Mhm.
One thing that did bother me about the story though is that after Act 2, it didn't really feel like they acknowledged that they weren't real, you know? It's like you would think you would have like very deep
Like how much Lune
conversations
would
about that.
have.
Right, like
Lune
it,
in
like it was like
particular
they
would be
almost
like-
didn't care. It's like you guys know like this entire place isn't real. Like you guys are in some painting. You're not
when
like
did
real
they
people.
find that
I
out
know they're
outside
real
of-
to them, but it's just like you
was
would
just
think
gonna
there
say
would be
that.
conversations
I guess to them it
about
doesn't
this.
matter because they lived their life with the
Memories and
they,
everything.
they're
Yeah.
real to themselves, and that's all that matters. Is like, what does it matter about some thing that we can't even comprehend? Really,
Right.
I guess we can, but we can't. And it's like we've lived our lives, like like I'm with you. I would like to tackle that, especially with a character like Lune, who you would think
Right.
would be like, let's
It
sit here and
should be
talk
like
about
all about that, you know,
this.
like trying to
Yeah,
investigate it.
what
Like, I don't know. It's like,
exactly?
like I would be like, how do I get out? Like, like I'm trying to find some way out of this painting now, you know? It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, there's a whole
Is that
real world
possible?
out there. Right. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I would be like freaking out about that personally, you know? Like,
Yeah.
When did they find out though? I can't remember that bit.
And the
I
back
thought
two.
she just had that vision.
well,
I thought she
Verso
had a
explains
I thought it was
everything to
Mael that
them
went
by the
through
end
it.
of Back 2, right? Or after end of Back 2.
Yeah.
Actually, Mael explains everything to them at the end of Back 2.
Mael's the
right?
one, yeah.
Who is now Alicia, and she has her memories back from being Alicia. So I don't know. That was just one thing that bothered me, where it's like, even in like the camp conversations, they don't really talk about it, and it's just like, I would have liked some. It's just a little nitpick though, but
It's because she like brings them back to life, and
Right.
is like, and they're like, how did this happen? And like,
although, why
how
didn't she
could you
bring
do
Gustav
that?
back
yeah,
right
'cause they
there?
all
I thought that's
died,
when
didn't
you'd
they?
get
They all
Gustav
died,
back.
yeah.
I was like, oh, surely we're getting
I was
Gustav
thinking
back.
the same thing.
You know, that
Connor.
way I
I
have
was
6
thinking the
people in
same
my
thing.
party. I'm like, where the fuck is bring
Where's my
back
boy?
Gustav? Yeah, like, what are we doing?
Where's Charlie Cox?
I thought we were gonna
What are we
like
doing?
go
When he-
to where they buried his arm and like bring him back. I'm like, all right, come on.
when he died, and it was like I was talking to Connor and Nah, and I was like, so it's like a time thing, isn't it?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, Connor's like, no, he's dead. I was like, no, but yeah, but like, surely. I was like, first it's Gustav, right?
Yeah.
He's like, nah.
It's like,
He's
what
dead.
the fuck are you talking about?
Because in my head, I was like, I went to bed like,
Honestly,
oh,
I thought you'd
wasn't
be
it-
right though. By the end of when we were like leading up to the painters, I was like, maybe Sims is right. You know, it's like maybe
I
he
just
is
thought
right.
it was a time thing.
Because I thought it was so genius
thought-
how like they kept things, how like you knew Verso wasn't telling you everything. Like you as a player, he wasn't telling you everything. He wasn't telling anyone in the camp everything either, but you just knew.
It is very sudden though how it all happened. No, it's like Gustav died, and then Versa's like, "Yo, so."
Yeah.
Oh,
He
well,
just
hold on a
had to
minute.
come in at that
Like,
point.
yo, what's
Well, no,
up?
at the camp, he admits that he could have saved Verso. He was there. He was watching the whole time, but he didn't.
Yeah, Verso says he could have. If you've done the whole Mael thing, you can. Well, you can lie. You can lie.
Oh
and
yeah,
say
you
that-
can lie.
But we as players know at that point because you can either lie or tell the truth. And it's
What
like,
in
I don't know why
the
you would
what in like a
lie.
conversation between Mael and thing?
It's
in
a
Verso, yeah.
bonding thing. At the end of it, the last bonding thing you do, you can like say
Why-
yes. I
Why
could've
did
saved
he say he
Gustav.
didn't save Gustav again?
He didn't save Gustav because they all. What was it? They. Oh, now I'm trying to get into the
remember now
depths
either.
here.
There was
Because
a
his,
reason.
his combat system was broken. Imagine if he just
No,
said
it was.
that,
It was.
it was too good.
Verso was
It
like,
was
there can
something
only be
about
one good-looking guy in this group. All right.
He was like, "Oh
Why
yeah, I
was
could have
it?
saved him, but Charlie Cox wanted too much money." She's
That's a
like, "What?
great
Never
question.
mind."
I don't remember.
There was a reason given. I can't remember now either. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
This is the greatest game
Yeah,
ever
I
made.
can't-
Yeah, I loved it, man.
Up
I really
there
did.
with the greats.
I'm so happy it came out, and
Yeah,
it came out
The
like
Lumina
as good as
me
it
trying to
looked.
explain the Lumina system to you, though, was probably my favorite part
Oh my god.
Mm.
Still don't get it.
because it made sense. It made sense.
It makes sense.
but it
It's just a
didn't.
lot.
I was like,
It's just
so
a
you got
lot.
to get the Picto, level it up, right? And then you got to level it up to Lumina, but then you got to find another Picto to level it up to 3. And I was like, just YouTube it.
It gets so crazy with this system. I'm like level 80 with everyone now, and like I looked up best builds and shit like that for people, and it's just like I'm doing like so much fucking damage. It's just like unbelievable how much damage you end up doing.
On this
Especially
one for the
versus-
PlayStation, I'm looking to follow a guide, get every single Picto, get that medallion with Mael.
Yeah, that's what I
And then-
use.
People get fucked up. You're so lucky
Yeah.
to get that weapon
Yeah.
in that tournament. You're so lucky.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You
I didn't
can-
pick
You
Picto
can
for that.
replay it though. You could replay
but
it. I'm pretty sure.
He's solid. He one hits you with no like if you
Yeah,
don't
you
dodge
get
like
good.
at least 20. I'm not good. I
Parry.
went from
There's
parrying
the
to
dodge
dodging
button doesn't
really quickly.
exist. The dodge button doesn't exist.
I'm
I ignored
telling
it.
No
you,
dodge
you
button.
didn't.
I parried
you
it.
didn't
I
dodge.
parried everything.
He
Everything.
did parry. He's fucking
Yeah,
waste, man.
I'm either parrying or I'm taking the hit. I don't care. That's it.
I'm dodging
parrying
like
or
a
I'm-
bastard.
Yeah, I see. No.
Mate,
Guys,
them big
I do
action
actually
fights, though,
gotta
you
go
know-
now. So we're gonna wrap
No,
this
you
up.
don't.
Yeah, I do now.
It's the greatest game ever made. I can talk all night about it.
Yeah,
Them
it's a
boss
great
fights
game.
though, them set pieces though, when they zoomed out and they were like the perspective changed and the dodging changed, and oh mate.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot more to talk about
Immaculate.
with this game.
Guys, that's gonna do it for the Nerd Gods podcast, episode 276. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to us over at youtube.com/Nerdic Gods. You know us, find us available on all audio platforms. Guys, anything else you want to say?
For those who come after.
I can't end it on that, but I just want to, you know, is it a realization before I go that this podcast has outlasted probably other people's 2 podcasts?
Yeah.
I'm dead proud of you.
Well,
Maybe
if they
go
only
for
have
one.
2, of course. Oh, you mean like the entire run of the 2 podcasts? Okay.
Yeah, like I won't name them, but I've seen podcasts come and go, and I'm like, we're still good. So like, I'm proud of you, and I love you.
What's that look?
I'm not gonna say it back. I'm not gonna say it back. Not
I
on
won't say
camera.
back. That's what you end the button.
All right,
I'll
we'll
see
see you
you
next week, everybody.
Bye, everybody.